now on Blitz. We've got on the phone line Dawson County Lady Tigers basketball coach Steve Sweat. Coach, had you on the show here last year, and we're happy to have you on again this year.
Yeah, it's always good to talk to y'all. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. Pleasure is ours, Coach. And this year you had up and down season. Overall, pretty good though. 11-12 record, 2-8 in region play. Recap the year in your own words.
Well, we felt like I think you hit the nail on the head. It was up and down. We talked a lot about that. It looked like we would be showing some good improvement, and then all of a sudden we would turn around and have a bad game. So we were, we had a lot of peaks and valleys, as the way I put it. But we trying to get things on the upswing now. We've played a little better here towards the end. We've been able to come back and get some victories against some people that had beat us early in the year. So that's a good way to go into the tournament, I hope. We had a decent game the other night against Banks County. Actually, it was our first overtime game of the year, and we won it. So hopefully that's going to carry over into this week.
Yeah, let's hope so, Coach. And a lot of that, though, attributing, you said a lot of hills and valleys during the season. A lot of that, you had a really tough schedule. Had a lot of state-ranked opponents in the mix there, especially Rabun and Fannin County, both in your sub-region. Pretty two solid teams. Talk about, in general, your view on the sub-region and the tough schedule you had this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, anybody that's been around North Georgia area knows that anytime you play, it don't matter which region it is. I think I've played in about all of them, being in the schools that I've been in, and it doesn't matter. It's always tough, and I've always said and will continue to say that you better show up and be ready to play on every night, especially if it's a region or a sub-region game, because if you don't play good, you're going to get beat.
Right.
Typical for this year. Very same thing. Yeah, we did have some ranked teams, and of course that shows how good our region is. But again, you got to bring your A game, as they say on TV. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, anybody in our region could beat anybody else. It was proven this year on our side because we had the ones and twos pretty much won against everybody, but they actually did get beat by one or two teams, and that was on down in the list. So, and then the 3, 4, 5, and basically 6, all of us beat each other.
Right. Yeah.
So, or we beat one that beat somebody else, and so which made it for a very interesting sub-region. And now we'll just have to go and see how we do against the other side. And I think Elbert County on the other side was a pretty good favorite. I think they only lost 1 or 2. And then, but even in theirs, on their side, the others beat each other. So, right. But it's always like that. But it makes it fun. You got to be ready, and that's what's interesting about North Georgia basketball.
Right. Now, from an outsider's perspective this year, looking at your season up and down the schedule, it seemed like the high point in the season would come at the Pacelli Christmas tournament, becoming champs of that tournament. Walk us through that.
It was. That was a really good overall trip. Not just because of the winning, but it was a time when we could get away from the normal grind, I guess you would say, of the sub-region play, and we was able to go down. We took our boys and girls team both to the tournament, and it was a good time of team bonding. We stayed down there for a couple of days, and then was able to play some games and win the games, which always makes for a good trip. But we did play well, and we had a really tough game the first night against Strong Rock Christian Academy, and then we played Pacelli, and actually played probably one of the better games of the year that we've played overall as a team, and came out on top down there, and that was good. I guess the other big high point for us was we came from behind to late in the game to win against East Hall to give us our first sub-region win this year. And, of course, it was 1 of 2, which is not very good, but that one was a big one. It was at East Hall on the road, and, of course, that's always hard to do up there.
Oh, yeah.
They have a very good tradition, and we was able to I was the most pleased about it, number one, that they had beat us the first time, and then this time we went in their gym and was able to
return the favor,
like I said, and pull out a 1-point win.
Right. That's pretty awesome. Now, Coach, you got some mixed feelings here at the end of the year. You're losing 3 solid seniors: Jesse Phillips, Morgan Bennett, Natalie Parker. But you do kind of talk about the outlook for next season, bring back a lot of experience along with that.
Right. We have we have 3 juniors that follow those 3, and of course those 3 have been with us, their whole high school career, obviously, and been 4-year players and. Mixed in a little bit early, and then they, since the 10th grade, they've played a little bit of varsity, I believe, and then they came on through as 11th and 12th graders. But they're good kids, Jesse and Natalie and Morgan, and they've gave us some good senior leadership, and I'd have to give them all the credit for that because they're good. They take care of little things that helps the coach out, I guess you would say, by being the older, experienced ones. But our young kids have stepped it up. We've had a couple of them that has played varsity now for 2 years. They were 9th grade starters on the varsity, and so that Allie Cosley and Carly Gilreath.
Mm-hmm.
Now Carly's our point guard. Of course, she runs the show. She's 10th grader, left-handed, and a little bit tall for a point guard. Pretty good height. She's about 5'7" or 8, and so them young kids have had to. They hadn't had a choice,
right?
As you would say. They've played. Our juniors are Kim Wallace and Morgan Huber and Christy Himes. Christy came to us this year with her mom is Coach Himes is my assistant, and so that was a good move in for us. And Christy's helped us in the post area just by filling in. Giving them being able to go in when some of the posts get in foul trouble or just need a break, So the young kids have played well. They've started. We've had different lineups throughout the year, and we're hoping, as you said, that experience that they get this year, actually some of them for the past 2 years, will definitely help us out next year because 5 of those will be starting, and then 5, 6, 7, 8 of those will be our main players for next year who was able to gain a lot of varsity experience this year.
Right. Yeah, it looks like a bright future for you, Coach. And Coach Sweat, we always enjoy having you on Blitz and had fun covering your team this year, and definitely look forward to having you on here again next year also.
Thank you, sir. Hey, it's always good. I appreciate what y'all do.
We enjoy it. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Don't go away. One last commercial break, then I'll be in the studio to wrap up the show with the Player of the Week.